Video 08. October 6, 2010. Mythi started talking. You asked me the other day about being able to communicate with us. Well, I'll give you a small stone, not an ordinary stone. It is molecularly programmed to act as a transceiver. With it in your hand, you could try talking to me when I'm gone. I do not know how long we still will be on mission. When you want to talk to me, hold the stone for some time in your hand. And if I am available, or as you say,
online,
we can talk. An expert from my crew molecularly programmed that small stone between us, so before I go, I'll give it to you. Really? It will be the most important phone I've ever had in my life. It will be great. I was sad thinking that we would lose the contact soon. You will not have to use it a long time. Soon your planet will have much contact with people quite different and interesting. Mythi, I'm thinking about this small stone. As an engineer, I'm so curious. I understand about molecular programming because we do it here with silicon, which is a mineral too, but it is not at all proactive. How does this thing work? Well, we have had the technology to program raw materials for a long time. As I have explained before, our metal artifacts, controls, engines, everything is molecularly programmed to perform a particular function. We have no wiring in our ships, only some pipes for fluids. This transceiver uses the energy of your own body to function. Explaining, you have here on Earth quartz crystals, which have been programmed by nature to respond to stimuli. When you depress the quartz crystal on one axis, it generates a voltage at the ends of the perpendicular axis. While putting an electrical signal on electrical axis, it generates a mechanical movement in the opposite axis. This is just one example, roughly, of molecules programmed, in this case, by nature, providing a very specific function forever. Nothing is supernatural, everything is applied science. I know, but it's not exactly what I want to know. Will a programmed small rock make a connection between us all that distance? How does it work to convey? Okay, you have cell phones that connect directly to your telecom satellites, anywhere on the planet. Our little stone will also talk, but through your natural satellite where there is a relay antenna. Or any spacecraft that is in your atmosphere with the bypass channel of communication connected to the nearest transport gateway. The transport gateways are not only for spacecraft or, they also send signals to all connected to the system network. Each of us, every living being, has a unique signature in the universe. It's like your computer, it has a number or code, and anyone else can find it because they are connected in the same network system. When you try connecting to me, the signal, after reaching the nearest transport gateway, is relayed to the entire network to try to find the recipient to deliver that connection. It is very simple. Even if the endpoint is a million light years away, communication is almost instantaneous using the gateways. In ancient times, many millions of years ago, monoliths molecularly programmed were placed across many planets with shipping routes, to serve as relays for communication and as a point of reference for the navigation of spacecrafts, such as the lighthouses used in your oceans for centuries. We did not have a complete communication network in those old days. There are these monoliths on Earth currently in use. Yes, but they are not really monoliths because it would draw attention and are no longer used for the original function. In all locations where there are concentrations of humans, we schedule some specific construction with all the data collected. We program them molecularly to transmit data read-only, like a beacon. All your cities have monuments like obelisks and towers, and are frequently used. These data, when accessed by anyone who is researching something, count the average number of inhabitants of the region, maps, resources, coordinates major installations, and other notes characteristics of that community such as habits, average intellectual level, type of government, social organizations, etc. These databases are constantly being updated. This is just a survey for research purposes and details of the humans who inhabit the planet. Well, Mythi, it's a big joke. We sent gold, CDs, cards, a lot of information into space, hoping for someone to find. That was merely to hoodwink the common people because governments already know of the existence of you friends for so long. And you know absolutely everything about us? Supposedly yes, for sure. How do you see this kind of manipulation of our government? You should find us all completely meaningless. Well, as I said, you are a very diverse mix of personalities at the moment. There are all kinds of manipulation of your society since the feudal times. The rulers of the earth are placed in power by interest and favor, not by merit or ability to be there. We understand that the most ordinary of earthlings can acquire positions to manipulate others due to having major economic control of the planet. In our systems, the most qualified are automatically appointed to the positions where they are ideal to meet. Our leaders are there for life philosophy, to sequence the harmonization and development of an entire race. All are equipped with infrastructure necessary to fulfill their duties without favoritism. All are happy in their jobs because they do what they like and do best. We do not have such a big difference between social classes as you. When the quality of life improves in some aspects, it improves for the entire race of the planet also. Never be more to some, and less for others. The duties of lesser responsibility are as important as those of greater responsibility, because they are in far greater numbers and may form the basis by which all major decisions are made. The most brilliant scientist is not more important than the one who provides your food, because he would not survive without it. Our leaders and their boards are as respected as any inhabitant of our planet. It is always one for all and all for one. In this new age of planet Earth, this new concept of real leadership capacity for various public offices will finally start. And your people may live more harmoniously, each doing what is best for the good of the community as a whole, being respected and valued in their differences. Mike asks, recently, in our time, very large kinds of
artificial anomalies
were observed in the vicinity of our Sunday. They were there for several weeks. Do you know anything of them? Were they natural or
spacecraft
of some kind? The other day I said that Pleiadians were within the limits of your solar system by performing maneuvers. If the objects were large enough to be observed by you, they would surely be their mother ships. They have larger spacecrafts. The energy field of the spacecraft has the ability to withstand high temperatures without the interior being affected. When passing through the Earth's atmosphere, spacecrafts go at high speeds but do not heat or burn by friction like meteors, because they have the energy fields activated. Anyway, you friends are going to witness many spacecrafts in motion throughout your solar system during these coming days. Mike asks if you have other ships on mission in other continents. In Europe, for example. If so, would there be a possibility for other members of your fleet contacting Earthlings there? Mike, I cannot take such action, as it would seem that I was trying to force an early unauthorized contact with Earthlings in general. I have no authority to do so. Even if I only suggest this to other crews, it will seem like a kind of manipulation. My crew is turning a blind eye to my contact with you because I am a scientist, an explorer who studies behavior. We've been together a long time in many missions, and I have this extra official connivance of my friends. What I'm doing is not totally correct, but it does not involve any misconduct that may jeopardize our mission. It's only my scientific curiosity. For me personally, it was the first opportunity that came up to better analyze the current context of you and your friends. For your questions, your main doubt with the current level of development. How do you define the capacity of individuals for certain functions available in your society? In our society, the development of our current race, there are no people considered stupid or intelligent. Actually, there is a narrow strip of IQ. What we have is respect for the tendencies of each individual. If you enjoy learning medicine, you are dedicated to this function. We have architects, biologists, engineers, sociologists, teachers, dietitians, miners, archaeologists, growers, assemblers, or any kind of trends as you have here on Earth. The big difference is that we use advanced technology to do all the functions we need. We control the weather, temperature, and solar filters of our atmosphere. We maintain colonies to develop other planets, keeping the population of our planet always stable. Our 3 colonies are very nice places to live and vacation. We have many plant specimens of your Earth and other planets, adapted to our planet and our colonies. If the worst should happen to the Earth, we may lose much of our flora and fauna. How do we reclaim the planet? Many species will survive without problems, and others will be introduced to balance the context. You still have many species that are harmful, and these cannot be part of a new era on the planet. Microbes, bacteria, and pests will also be systematically eliminated from the planet in the 1st century of the new time. You have spreaders of disease such as cockroaches and other vermin that will no longer function in a cleaner and less polluted society. Therefore, anything that does not fit over the new concept will disappear with time. Well, Mythi, this month is over. In the next month, are you expecting any unusual movement of ships on the planet? Could you see if something will happen by consulting your command? I'll check what I know. The command does not pass any information if not relevant to our mission, but they warn us if unusual events are happening. If I have any news not confidential, I will tell you for sure. But reassure them that nothing will happen that could threaten the integrity of your community at this time.